Good afternoon, everyone. A very welcome to our fifth Stitch webinar. My name is Iro Koliakou, and on behalf of all the team of the Stitch project and Anatolia College, I'm really happy to be here with you today online. So today, the focus of our session is an urgent and inspiring topic, turning waste into fashion. So we're going to explore how the Stitch project is reimagining fashion education in schools across Europe. So what is the Stitch project? So Stitch stands for sustainability through innovation, training, creativity. Yeah, and it is an Erasmus KA 220 project, and the initiative brings together 7 different dedicated partners from 6 European countries. And our main target is to inspire students and educators, students ages 11 to 14. And our core mission is to promote sustainable fashion education by using a very specific lens, the STEAM framework. So these are the partners of the project. The coordinator of the project is the University of Palermo. And then the important thing is why might one ask of all the global challenges we face, we focus on fashion, the fashion perspective. So it is an important global issue. Globally, the fashion industry is the second most polluting industry today. So every single year, the world produces over 100 billion garments, and more than 12 new items of clothing of every single human being on the planet are thrown away. So it is an important topic, it is a pressing topic, and it's also a wonderful opportunity to engage our students, to teach them about science and technology, engineering, mathematics through a different and more engaging lens. So we have our first results in the Stitch website, where you can find a collection of case studies and a collection of best practices that we have gathered as examples of what is happening in schools and in industries around Europe related to this topic. So this is one of the first objectives of this project. The second, of course, is our webinars, which will also be available through our website. And we are exploring and developing different other digital tools and different other materials related to this interesting topic. So today we're going to talk about this really important and interesting topic. And before we go on, let me give the floor to Peggy Perakaki that can tell us more about our school.
Thank you, Iro, for the project overview, and welcome once again to all of our colleagues joining us. I would like to take a few more minutes to introduce myself and share the institutional philosophy that drives everything we do here at the Anatolia College. To understand our approach to sustainability, it helps to understand our history. Since its founding way back in 1886 in Merziphone of Asia Minor, Anatolia College has been completely synonymous with quality education. Today, operating from our campus here in Thessaloniki, Anatolia is a private non-profit institution, fully integrated. We are a fully integrated academic community that serves over 2,200 students across all educational levels, from kindergarten through our MBA programs. I am Peggy Perakaki. My role as a social responsibility coordinator is to design, develop, and implement volunteering actions. We firmly believe that true education must go far beyond traditional textbooks and standardized exams. Sustainability isn't just an environmental math problem. It is an interconnected reality where environmental choices directly impact human lives. This mindset is exactly what aligns our institution so deeply with the STITCH project. I will say a few things about Anna Papageorgiou STEM Center, which opened its doors on our campus in 2020. It was designed to explicitly highlight the symbiotic relationship between cutting-edge science and environmental respect. From an engineering perspective, the building itself is a lesson in sustainability. It's bioclimatically designed with completely zero emissions, running entirely on renewable energy resources. The STEM Center allow us to apply an innovative holistic methodology where environment acts as a primary teacher. Through strategic collaborations like the one we have with our partners at STITCH program, students gain direct exposure to cutting-edge technology. But what we are most proud of is our commitment to absolute accessibility. True to our values, this center doesn't just serve Anatolia students, but it opens its doors to the broader local community through STEM weekend projects and other specialized clubs and trips, allowing students from diverse backgrounds to experience green education and participate in such initiatives. So, our journey into systemic STEM integration didn't happen overnight. It has been a progressive evolution back in 2016, where we laid the groundwork for this ecosystem by creating the Anatolia College STEM Innovation Aisle. But let's come to our today's webinar. This background in green education and social responsibility brings us directly to our today's theme. The STITCH project challenges all of us to look at the global fashion industry, not simply as an economic giant, but as a critical educational canvas where environmental care and human dignity intersect perfectly. Today, we're exploring an important question. How can old textiles and clothing waste be completely transformed into powerful vehicles for circular design, ecological education, and profound social inclusion? To guide us through the practical, classroom-tested answer to this question, I'm very happy to introduce today's speakers. First, we will hear Miss Angeliki Gabriela Samsonidou, who is the coordinator of the social department at the NAOMI Ecumenical Workshop for Refugee, right here in Thessaloniki. Then we will hand over to Elena Kosmidou and Konstantina Koutsogani from the Anatolia College STEM team that will showcase a classroom-ready lesson plan and will do an interactive audience mapping activity. So thank you all so much for listening. And now let us launch straight into our very first session to look at the intersection of upcycling and social inclusion. Let's welcome Ms. Angeliki Gabriela Samsonidou from NAOMI. Gabriela, the stage is yours.
Hello to everybody. I liked it that the stage is mine. Okay, good afternoon, everybody. I am Angeliki Gabriela Samsonidou. I'm sociologist and community building specialist. I work at NAOMI, Ecumenical Workshop for Refugees, and I'm the coordinator of the social department. Thank you very much. Now I have to share. One moment, please. I was thinking a lot about the title of my presentation, and I think I found it. It's the Reclaiming Textiles, Rebuilding Lives, because this combines these two axes that NAOMI, in fact, is based its work. And it is the environmental justice and the social justice as well. So we are talking about a sustainable fashion for social change by NAOMI Ecumenical Workshop for Refugees. Let me please introduce you, NAOMI, some things. NAOMI started its activities in 2011 in Thessaloniki. At the beginning, it was an informal group of women of the German-speaking Evangelical Church in Thessaloniki that offered humanitarian aid while amidst the peak of the refugee crisis in 2015, this group provided support in Idomeni village through the project Color Kitchen, which was held in cooperation with the social center Ecopolis of the Ecological Movement of Thessaloniki and the Chefs Association of Northern Greece. Through this involvement, both the emergency needs, food, clothing, shelter, etc., of asylum seekers, refugees, and immigrants, along with the lack of employment opportunities for this specific group of people, became clear to the organization. Year after year, NAOMI pivoted from a volunteer activist group to professional organization, and since March 2016, it operates as a Greek non-profit entity under the name NAOMI Ecumenical Workshop for Refugees. NAOMI evolved from emergency relief work into a holistic integration initiative, combining social empowerment, skills development, employment opportunities, and sustainable textile production. NAOMI's activities are based on two pillars, the social department and the production department. The social production combines empowerment, education, skills development, and psychosocial support to promote independence, inclusion, and resilience. It offers tailored assistance, structured training on sewing, on zero waste education, soft skills for women, Greek language courses, and terminology on sewing, career counseling, and community-based projects that help individuals move forward with dignity and purpose. And of course, we have a Casa Base, a safe space for women and children, which is located next to Diavata camp. The textile department operates a sustainable sewing workshop. This is the second pillar, which includes this workshop that employs asylum seekers and refugees under fair wage remuneration while following environmentally sustainable production practices. The core of NAOMI's activities follows the logic of our mission statement, which is fair jobs and life in peace for all. This means that beneficiaries that have successfully attended the Textile Academy have somehow our alumni that can work in the workshop. The holistic, social integration approach aims to improve social integration and gain full employment opportunities. The textile department creates products such as accessories, purses, blouses, vests, and t-shirts according to the principles of sustainable production, but these will be more detailed in the next slides. It is very important to say how NAOMI, in fact, combines the goals of Sustainable Development 2030. I think it will be interesting to see how this combination is succeed through the strategy of NAOMI. First of all, it is related with the first Sustainable Development Goal, which is the no poverty. And the contribution on this is the financial support and employability pathways. Afterwards, the gender equality, it's empowerment of refugee and migrant women. We can see we have projects for women and, of course, Casa Base, which is a safe space for women and children. Afterwards is the Sustainable Development Goal, the 8th, decent work and economic growth, skills training and development and fair employment. The 10th, reduced inequality, social inclusion and equal opportunities, since our focus are on refugees, asylum seekers, special social groups, and women. Afterwards, we go to the 10th, which is, the 12th, responsible consumption and production, which is on this we are very interested in for this webinar, is a circular economy and waste reduction. And of course, the 13th Sustainable Development Goal, which is the climate action, which places a role as an umbrella for the rest of them. So we have the sustainable production and reduced environmental impact. You cannot see. Do you see the photos? Can you hear me?
Not all of them, but we see.
I don't know why this happened. Okay, I can continue. I wanted to give you an example from the Textile Academy, which is important, how this education of zero waste and environmental education and of course upcycling techniques starts from the academy, from the skills development. This is our workshops that we are doing for our trainees. I wanted to show you the steps of a collective creation of the workshop. We start, for example, we wanted to make a map of the globe. We first draw it, and afterwards we make the bases downstairs with jeans. And afterwards we use upcycling techniques in order to, I'm sorry that you cannot see it all, in order to complete this teamwork. Another project that it is under the umbrella of the social departments, the Women's Social Workshop. It is a special program just for women, and especially for women who faces multiple exclusions. They are not just refugees or asylum seekers. They are women, maybe some of them single mothers, some other women with, how can I say it, with health problems that cannot work. So they are, in fact, with a mentor, they are educated on zero waste techniques, and also on environmental awareness. And they produce lavender pillows in the form here you see, in the form of the feces, in fact, using material, that waste material that otherwise had to be dropped. But we upcycle them, and we make something else that has bigger value than a waste one. And here we are coming to the production department. In fact, we are doing the circular economy in practice, transforms unused textiles and waste into accessories, purses, vests, blouses. And the practices that they use is upcycling, zero waste design, resource efficiency, and reuse and recycling. And here you can see our upcycling projects. We have upcycling, our first upcycling project made, and there is a narrative behind it. The social narrative of NAOMI behind it is the Remember It Idomeni. It's the first upcycling project that we ever made. We took blankets that UNHCR used to give to Idomeni village, and I don't know if you know about Idomeni. Idomeni is a small village in the borders between Greece and North Macedonia, and it was in fact the gate of the people who were coming through the sea to the Greek mainland, and through the borders in Idomeni village and the Balkan route, they achieved to go to other European countries. So Idomeni somehow is a milestone in 2015 for the refugees flow during the war of Syria. And the blankets that UNHCR used to disseminate to the people, NAOMI took these blankets and transformed them to hoodies, to hats, to totem bags, and as you see here. Our second important upcycling project is the projects we use bicycle tubes, and we make here, we make bags and useful accessories. And the other one is jeans, and upcycling project, the banners. And of course, we make bags using small fabrics that otherwise had to be dropped. It's our latest here, one of the latest upcycling projects, as you see. Important, here are other products that we have, t-shirts and hoodies and hats. We also have another project. We cooperate with designers. Designers design for NAOMI. These are the blouses as well, one of the blouses of two designers from Brazil. And the other one here, this, how can I say it, piece in 3 languages, in Farsi and in Greek and in English. It was made by a professional tailor who came and worked in NAOMI in 2017. And now he's in Germany. And also our work here, it's important to say that all these products are made in Greece from refugee with love. And this is important message, from our production team. And we have also the social products. The social products and projects, in fact, is making trousers for homeless refugees, are disseminated to refugees and asylum seekers that are homeless, and in cooperation, of course, with organizations that disseminate them from their spaces to the people who are in need. And of course, we have the mask. We had the masks project when pandemic hit Greece, and not only the Greek population, but also the populations in the camps. It's very important. One moment to see my notes. Ethical fashion for NAOMI is not only a term that we use, but also it's a practice. It's a model of clothing production that prioritizes human rights, fair labor conditions, environmental sustainability, and responsible consumption. Unlike fast fashion, which often relies on low-cost labor and environmentally harmful production methods, ethical fashion promotes transparency, fair wages, safe working environments, and sustainable use of resources. In the case of NAOMI, ethical fashion combines social inclusion with circular economy practices. Refugee and migrant women are empowered through vocational training and fair employment opportunity, while textile waste is transformed into new products through upcycling and zero waste design. In this way, fashion becomes not only a form of production, but also a tool for dignity, empowerment, and social environmental responsibility. In a world increasingly shaped by displacement, inequality, and environmental challenges, initiatives like NAOMI, I think, demonstrate that sustainable development must place people and inclusion at its center. By transforming textile waste into opportunities for empowerment, employment, and social participation. NAOMI's work reminds us that fashion can be more than consumption. It can become a pathway to inclusion, resilience, environmental responsibility, and hope. And ultimately, turning waste into fashion is not only about creating sustainable products, it is about creating opportunities, restoring confidence, and building communities where everyone has the chance to live and work in peace and dignity. Let us keep the momentum going. Thank you very much. Waste can become opportunity, fashion can be ethical, refugees can become creators and professionals, sustainability and social justice can work together. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for this really inspiring.
I cannot hear you very well.
Okay, I'm sorry. No, so thank you for this inspiring presentation and for the wonderful work that you are doing in NAOMI. So now we can move on and see a classroom application that Eleni Kosmidou and Kostadina Kouchogianni will present to us. Eleni?
Hello. Can you see my presentation?
Yes.
Yes, okay, thank you. So I'm Elena Kosmidou, I'm a chemistry teacher, and I would like to present you a lesson plan about turning textile waste into sustainable fashion ideas. We are going to explore something that might seem simple, old clothes, but is actually full of chemistry, design, and sustainability thinking. When does a piece of clothing become waste? Pause and ask students to think about this. There is no single right answer. The goal is to shift how we see old clothes, not as trash, but as materials with potential. A garment becomes waste only when we decide it has no more value. Our job today is to challenge that decision. The problem of textile waste. Briefly explain its source. Emphasize fast fashion as a key driver. Clothes designed to be discarded quickly. The numbers help students grasp the scale without overwhelming them. Keep the tone matter of fact and not preachy. The big idea. This slide introduces the core message. Emphasize that this workshop is where chemistry meets design. Understanding what a material is tells us what it could become. This is the key insight. The chemistry behind clothes. Walk students through this three-way split. The key takeaway is that the chemical composition of a garment is what determines its recycling potential. A label with 100% cotton tells you the chemistry. A label with 65% polyester and 35% cotton tells you it's a blend, and blends are much harder to recycle. Natural fibers. Cotton and linen are both made of cellulose, a natural polymer made of glucose units. Wool is made of keratin, a protein also found in hair and nails. Because they are natural polymers, these fibers can interact with biological processes like composting or enzymatic recycling. Ask students, have you ever seen a wool sweater shrink in the wash? That's the protein structure being disrupted by heat. Synthetic fibers. The key chemistry point here is that synthetic fibers are polymers, long chains of repeated units, just like plastics. Polyester is essentially PET plastic. It's the same material that we meet in water bottles. This is why synthetic fibers are potentially recyclable through chemical processes. You can unzip the polymer back into its monomers. Ask students, does it change how you see your polyester jacket now that you know it is made from the same material as plastic bottles? Blended fabrics. This is a critical chemistry concept. Ask students to check their own clothes later. The small percentage of elastan, it's usually 5%, can make the whole garment unrecyclable through the standard processes. This is a design decision that has a huge environmental consequences. Some fashion brands are now designing for disassembly, making it easier to separate fibers at the end of life. Textile waste pathways. Explain the waste hierarchy. Recycling sounds good, but it should actually be the last resort before disposal, because recycling still consumes energy. If a garment can be repaired and worn again, that is the most sustainable option. The key insight is that understanding the chemistry helps us choose the right pathway for each garment. The Textile Waste Decision Challenge. This is the main activity. Split students into groups of 3 or 4. Each group gets all 3 case studies. Encourage them to think about the chemistry clue on each garment. That's the key to making the right decision. Give them about 8 to 10 minutes for discussion before reviewing as a class. Case study 1. Walk through the chemistry clue. Because cotton is 100% cellulose with no synthetic additives, it is the gold standard for recyclability and compostability. Natural dyes work well on cotton because the cellulose fibers can bond with plant-based pigments. Ask groups to vote on the best second life and justify it chemically. Case study 2. The key chemistry insight is that polyester is essentially plastic. It cannot be naturally dyed with plant pigments, but it is recyclable through chemical processes. The polymer chains can be broken down and respun. Since the jersey is 100% polyester with no blends, it is actually a relatively good candidate for recycling. But redesigning it first is still higher on the hierarchy than recycling. Case study 3. This is the chemistry challenge slide. Students should recognize that 3 different polymer types cannot be recycled together. Each fiber requires a different process. The 5% elastan is particularly problematic. It's woven throughout the fabric at a molecular level and cannot be easily removed. The best option here is redesign rather than recycling. Decision matrix. Give students 2 or 3 minutes to complete this matrix for themselves. The key criteria connect directly to the chemistry concepts. Material simplicity means fewer fiber types, which means easier to recycle. Walk through how the cotton t-shirt scores higher overall for environmental benefit because it's a single natural polymer. Let's interact. Take your time here. Interaction 1 gives real data for the class to discuss. Interaction 2 reinforces the chemistry hierarchy. Interaction 3 sparks creativity. Read out some of the students' design ideas and connect them back to the chemistry of the material. Textile waste transformation plans. Give students 5 to 7 minutes to complete this. The chemistry explanation and sustainability argument are the most important fields. These are where the real learning happens. Remind them that the chemistry explanation should connect to what they have learned about fibers, polymers, and material properties. Encourage them to share their plans. Key takeaways. Pause after reading each key message. Ask students if they agree. Then read the reflection question and wait for responses. The intended answer is, what is it made of and what else could it become? But accept all thoughtful responses. This question should become a habit in how they approach their own wardrobe. Wrap up by reading the summary of what students learned today. Encourage them to apply the what is it made of question to their own wardrobes at home. Optional challenge, ask them to photograph one item of clothing at home, read its label, and decide which pathway is most appropriate for when it reaches end of life. I would now like to thank you all and to pass over to my colleague Konstantina Kutsogianni, who will take you through the next part of today's webinar.
Konstantina,
Can you hear me? Hi, hello. Can you hear me? Okay, thank you, Elena, and the rest of the team. Now that we've seen the lesson plan, in theory, we want to hear from all of you. So we have prepared an interactive poll to see who is joining us today and get your initial thoughts about the lesson plan. Should I share the Mentimeter? Okay. Maybe you can see it now. Can you see it?
Yes.
Yes, okay. So you can scan the QR code or go to menti.com. Thank you. The first question is about your current educational role. We see some responses already. All right. Okay, we see that the secondary education teachers are taking the lead. That makes total sense, as this lesson plan and the chemistry and fast fashion analysis fit exactly into, I don't know, high school syllabus. Okay. I'm going to continue to the next question, which is about the lesson plan and how you could integrate it maybe in your classrooms and in your everyday teaching practices. Okay. All right. A lot of you are saying with some adaptations. That is exactly what we were hoping for, because every classroom and maybe in different countries has their own context. So the framework has to be flexible. It is designed to be flexible. That's a very good result, actually. I'm giving you a few seconds to, okay, we have a yes easily. Some responses about yes easily, that's a good thing. All right. And then moving on our third question, and this is actually a very good way to see your background about what subject you are teaching. Okay, a lot of, quite a variety, a lot of spread here. It actually highlights how interdisciplinary the topic is. It touches fast fashion, materials, redesign, so it makes sense. I like that it is almost a tie between technology and social studies and citizenship education, which is kind of the umbrella category, as I say it. Great. And moving on for our last question. I need you to focus on the aspect of the lesson plan that you find most valuable in your context and in your classroom. Quite a spread, quite a variety here as well. I think interdisciplinary and STEAM approaches is winning. Also connection with real world issues. All right. Okay, thank you very, very much. I should stop sharing maybe. And I should give the floor back to Miro for the closing remarks.
Thank you, Konstantina. So this was a little bit of a sneak peek of what we are developing and what the STAGE project aims to do. So this was just a small example. With the STAGE team, we are developing a lot of activities that can be easily applied in the classroom and give the students a different perspective about sustainability, and also engage them in science education, because teaching them about chemistry through the clothes that they're wearing gives a different perspective, and definitely makes the lesson also more fun and more meaningful to the students, because that is a really important theme, trying to make any science course more meaningful and connecting it to the everyday life challenges that students may face. So please follow the website of Stitch, where a lot of materials have already been uploaded, such as the examples of best practices and case studies. In these examples, you can find also more information about NAOMI as a best practice example, and the work that the team of NAOMI has been doing, and a lot more similar examples from all the partners from around Europe. So next, we have 2 more webinars in September. And then our work next year is to develop and test in our classrooms more activities, such as the one that Eleni presented, and have them ready for you, translated in all partner countries' languages, and ready to use for the classroom. So I don't know if there are any questions that you can write in the chat, I think. And if there are no questions, we would like all to thank you for being with us here today, and hope to see you again soon in our webinar series in September.
There is a question in the chat from Sophia. Hi, I was just wondering, the clothes that are collected in different main street shops are being reused. I think that is for NAOMI, for Gabriella, right?
In the street shops, I don't know about it. The clothes, in fact, a lot of material and fabrics are coming from shops and workshops, sewing workshops in textile industry that are closed, and they don't throw them away, and they bring it to us. Of course, we use cotton, 100% cotton for our t-shirts, but these are not reused fabrics. They are fabrics that we buy only for the t-shirts, okay? And of course, except this fabric, the 100% fabrics, we use also fabrics renewable cotton. I don't know if I answer the question. We don't take clothes from the street shops.
Yeah, no, sorry, it's me, Sophia. What I was asking, like H&M that collects clothes, old clothes, and they say that they're going to be reused. I was wondering if you're connected to them, and if these clothes that they're collecting, old clothes, if they come to you. That's my question. Or I don't know what they do with them.
No, we don't have any connection with H&M or Zara. They are international companies. And for us, there are some red lines about these big companies. Okay. The red lines are, in fact, related to the labor. Yes. Okay. They use children employment, and this is against of our. It's a red line for us.
So maybe I can add to that. So about Inditex, it's the Zara Group company. So they are recycling, and they have big headquarters. Their headquarters are actually in Europe. They're in La Coruña, and there they have a special factory where they do recycle their garments. And I think they have also a special line where they say that these garments come from the recycled materials. So I know that the
Yes.
Inditex group does have that. I don't know about the other
But
groups.
sustainability is not only recycling, it also has a social impact. And if you allow children to work, even if you do a recycling, it's not sustainable.
What we have done at our school once was to do a drive, and the students have collected old blue jeans, and we visited NAOMI in order
Yes.
to donate the jeans, but also let the students meet the workshop and get to know about NAOMI's work and get a chance to understand what is happening with fast fashion and recycling, and how the importance of reusing instead of recycling.
Yes, and this is very good for us. It's important to us also to do environmental awareness to the students, and it's a nice cooperation with Anatolia.
So there is a related question from Olga. Can we donate to NAOMI as a school? So I think disconnected. Can they connect with you and donate as a school garments?
Donate garments, okay, yes. Yes, we can, it depends. It's donate garments for example, to be reused, or donate garments to be upcycled. Because if it is for using, then we can give these donated garments to our safe space for women and girls in Diavata, next to Diavata camp, Casabaze. We have there a boutique, and the ladies are coming and take clothes for their children and for them, their families, when they need it. So generally, clothes, because, you know, it's not easy to manage the clothes. Generally, clothes for upcycling, we don't use so much. Only for only fabrics, but if it is something very special, it gives something very special from the garment, it can be. We are a small organization, you know, we need to think about management as well. Material management. Yes?
I think Miss Yerakopoulou had raised her hand.
We have a project with clothes, kids exchange clothes they don't want. Okay, this is swap bazaar somehow. It's ανταλλακτικό παζάρι το ονομάζουμε, which is, it's not a pazari, but the main idea behind the swap bazaars is exactly what you are doing. The project with clothes, and the kids exchange clothes so they don't want. It's perfect, I think. It's very good.
I said that a few years ago in our school, we had a class of art, and we used clothes in order to produce some paintings. And instead of colors and brushes and everything, we had the clothes, and they created really nice paintings, and we decorated them in our school. That was another idea for 15-year-old kids.
I wanted to add that members of our production department also does zero waste workshops, and they do as well one of the activities doing exactly what you did, which is very beautiful and very nice, because you transform waste to art.
Exactly. Thank you very much.
Very nice.
So if there are no other questions, I would like to thank you all for being here with us today. You can, of course, follow us through our social media. We will send you a follow-up email with all the information about the project and also a questionnaire that in order to evaluate the workshop, this webinar. Thank you once again for being with us.
Thank
here
you
today.
very much.